Alright, you read the title, you know what we're doing today. Right here, I've got all of the 6-7 creatures in Magic the Gathering, and we're going to tier list them. So the first one up is Axebane Stag. This one's a 7 mana vanilla 6-7 elk. Really nothing going for it, so I'm pretty sure this one's going to be bottom. There might be one that's worse than it, but truthfully, it's not relevant. It's not worth talking about. Next up here we have Borborygmos. Yep, that can't be right, but we're going with that. This one, 7 mana. It's got some gruel in it. 6-7 with trample. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, put a +1 on each creature you control. This feels viable. Maybe not the best thing you want to be spending 7 mana on, but if it hits someone, it gives all your things a +1. It's not useless. It's not good, but it's not useless. I think we can put this in a B tier. You know, it's almost does something. Alright, next up we have Bosch Iron Golem. I think this is going to be one of, if not the best one here. 8 mana, it's all generic pips. It's a 6-7 with trample. Those words don't really matter. What really matters is you can pay 4, sack an artifact, and Bosch does damage equal to the sacrifice artifact's mana value to any target. So this lets you put artifacts out on the board, and then you get to hold a gun to everyone else on board. Tell them, if you swing at me, if you affect me, I'm going to throw this artifact at your face or at your creatures. This tends to be a really good deterrent and a really fun deck, honestly. If you want to build this as a commander, it's a pretty cool commander. So I think Bosch is immediate S tier. He's maybe the best one on this whole list. Next up is Chancellor of the Tangle. You can reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, at the beginning of your first main phase, add an additional green. It's a 6-7 with Vigilance and Reach. Vigilance and Reach means it's mostly a blocker. You can get some swings, but it doesn't have any evasion. It's 7 mana with 3 green pips. It's not great. Starting with an additional green, maybe a deck cares about that. Maybe. If you have a 2-drop commander in green, maybe? That's the only scenario I can think. If you have a 2-drop commander and you start with an extra green, you can hit your land drop and play your commander turn 1. But are you even set up to use that 2-drop commander then? I don't know. Maybe if you're playing that one Ruby card, if you're playing Ruby Daring Trickster, maybe that's worth running. It's a big creature, which the deck likes. Ruby's a mana dork. It lets you get Ruby out turn 1, and then you can tap her for a green and get one of your elves out. It's not a terrible plan. I feel like that's the only scenario you're using that, though. So it's not looking great. I'll put it in a C tier, keeping the list pretty spread out here. Next one, this is one of the newer Commander precons. This is Hearthhole the World Seed. So it's got Station. At 2 or more, you can pay 1 and tap it, sack a land, to draw 2 and play an additional land. With 8 charge counters, 6-7 with Flying, Vigilance, Haste, good keywords, and whenever you sack a land, each opponent loses 2 life. So this card is really the whole package. It sacks a land for you, it gets you additional lands, it draws you the cards, and it gives you a payoff for sacking the lands. It does every part of the plan that you want to do right on this one card. If you have an untapper, this is crazy. You get to untap him, sack more lands, put more lands out, draw more cards, burn the table. It really does the whole package, and if you have other things on board that synergize with it, it does even better. So I know I talked so much about Bosch, but I think Hearthhole has to be above Bosch. It's just a more modern card, more relevant right now. It's way better. Keeping with the good 6-7 creatures going, and also kind of not really a creature, is Karametra, God of Harvest. This is one of the Theros gods. It's a 6-7 with Indestructible, legendary enchantment creature god. If your devotion is to green and white is less than 7, it's not a creature. So it gets to be an indestructible enchantment that just sits on the board. Though you are in green and white, so a lot of the time it does end up becoming a creature. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you may search your library for a forest or plains and put it on the battlefield tapped. This is great, really. I mean, it does what green and white wants to do. It's a creature, it's indestructible, sometimes not a creature, but it sits on the board whenever you play a creature spell, which is something you already want to be doing in these colors. You get a land. It's a tapped land, so you can't use it till next turn, but still, for 5 mana, ramping on every creature, it feels pretty good. So I think this can be our other S tier, probably our only other S tier, and I'll put it above Bosch. I think Bosch is really fun, but I do think he's been a little bit power crept out. Alright, next one is Meringue River Regent, something like that. This is a dragon. This is one of the new Target Dragon Omen cards. It looks like an adventure. And if this card was an adventure, it'd be way better. But it's not. It's an Omen card. So you either get to cast the instant, or you cast the dragon. If you cast the instant, it gets shuffled into your deck. So you could hit it again later, but it's not very effective in Commander. The mechanic is a little bit of a dud in my opinion. But this card, the instant side, you can pay 4 mana to draw 3 and discard 1. It's not a terrible rate. It's not the best rate. If you're looking at other 4 manas, you've got like the Factor Fiction, which lets you look at 5 and get to usually pick a pile of about 2 or 3. So it's pretty good. It's almost on rate, a little bit below, but it's pretty good. The other side of it is a 6 mana, 6/7 dragon with flying, and then whenever it enters, you get to bounce 2 other permanents that anyone controls. So it could be your own, could be someone else's. It's actually pretty good. I know I hate it on the Omen mechanic, but it gives you a little bit of draw card selection on the instant side, or if you need the body or the removal, the dragon side acts as that. I think this one's pretty good. Not quite up into S tier, but we'll give it an A. Alright, following that, we got some less optimal 6/7s. So the next one is Marauding Grindfang. This is a 7 mana, 6/7 with Ward 3 and Island Cycling 2. It's a card. It's a big creature. It's got no evasion. It's got a little bit of protection. I don't know why you need the protection. And it's got Island Cycling. You can find an island. Hooray. It's whatever. I feel like if you put it in a deck, it wouldn't feel bad because you can always cycle it away, but it's not good. I think we'll throw this C tier below the one that gives you green mana. Next up, this one's got to be the worst on the list. Nyxborn Colossus. 6 mana, 6/7, no keywords, and it's got 3 green pips. There's no point to this. Everything else on this list is better. It's not worth running, ever. There's better options. Right next to it is a better option. The next one is Paladin of Predation. Is a 7 mana, 6/7, with Toxic 6, which is nice. And it cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. This is kind of a good little deal here. It's Toxic 6, so it's 2 hits to kill someone, or if you have Proliferate or other toxic things going. And it can be blocked by any small little critters. So token decks are going to struggle with this a lot of the time. You're not going to be able to chump block it the way you want to. I think this one's actually pretty good. The evasion written on the text box looks like it might be irrelevant, but in Commander, nobody wants to block with a 3/3 or higher. They want to save those bigger creatures. Ideally, you'd want to be chump blocking something like this, but the card says you can't. So I think this one's actually pretty decent. I don't know how much you actually run it, but if you are, I think this one's worth running. So I'll set it, we'll put it in the B tier. Alright, our next one is Pearl Lake Ancient. This is, again, a 7 mana, 6/7, with Flash, can't be countered, and Prowess. And then you can bounce 3 lands to your hand to bounce him to the hand. It's a 6/7. Yes, it gets onto the battlefield with Flash, can't be countered, and it can get buffed up by Prowess. It's got some built-in protection, but 3 lands is a crazy price for that, and there's no evasion here. I don't see a world where this is going in a deck. I'm putting it D tier, but top of D tier. Next up, the new Spider-Man card, Rhino Barreling Brute. Again, 7 mana, 6/7, with Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. Whenever it attacks, if you've cast a spell with mana 4 or greater this turn, draw a card. This feels like a pretty good deal to me. 7 mana, 6/7, so it's a little under rate, which is unfortunate. But Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. It can swing the turn it comes out. It's got Trample, so you're feeling pretty good about that swing. And it's still left up as a blocker with 7 toughness. That feels pretty good. On top of getting to draw a card per turn. Usually it's in Gruul, so usually you'll be able to get 1 card per turn with this. You should be able to cast something mana 4 or greater most turns. So I think this is a pretty good deal. Maybe a little bit worse than the Omen Dragon, but I think it's alright. So I'm going to throw this in the bottom of A tier for now. Next up is Rift Burst Hellion. This is 7 mana, 6/7. Most of them have been. With Reach and Disguise for 4 and 2 Gruul mana. It's like Morph, but a little bit better, because you're paying it to be a 2/2, but this time it has Ward 2. It's still just Morph, and how often do you see people playing Morph? It doesn't come up, it's not relevant. Bottom of C tier. Next up is Scaled Behemoth. This is a 6 mana, 6/7 with Hexproof. I don't know why you're targeting a 6/7. You could just chump block it. You could do so many other things. It doesn't have evasion, but it's still just, that can't be worth running. I think it's going below that in the D tier, right behind the Leviathan. Next up, this is actually a card that I played in a budget deck one time, so I actually think it's a little bit decent, and I might be a little bit biased here. But this is 6 mana, 6/7. This one is an adventure. We had the Omen one before. This one is a full adventure, so you can get both sides. The adventure side says for 1 and a green, you can destroy an artifact or enchantment at sorcery speed. You're in green, you have a lot better ways to do this. But being on an adventure, being able to cast both sides of the card, it feels alright. It's a removal if you need it, and if you don't, you can pay 6 for a 6/7 that can't be blocked by creatures power 2 or less. So this is the same can't be blocked as the Phyrexian from before that we threw into B tier, but this one also has a removal spell on it. So if you just care about slightly big creatures, if you're just caring about playing Garruk's Uprising and casting things with a certain mana value or a certain power, having this is going to feel great. It's a removal spell if you need it, but it's a creature if that's what you want instead. If you're looking for budget options, or if it synergizes with your deck, or you just want to get more removal in your deck without compromising your strategy, this is a pretty good card. So I think I'll put it top of B tier. How about? Next one is the Unspeakable. This is kind of a funny card. I had never heard of this until I started making this. This is a 9 mana, 6/7 legendary creature spirit that has flying and trample. And whenever it does combat damage, you can return an arcane card from your graveyard to your hand. So this lets you make kind of repeatable engines with any of your arcane spells, which is relevant. There are things you can do. There's many card draws you can loop. There's a lot of bounce spells that you can loop. It's not a deep pool of cards, but it's enough cards to be an interesting deck. A 6/7 Flying Trampler is not going to be easy for decks to block. Odds are you can swing at someone safely, and you'll just get a little bit of value. This is a good little mono blue value deck. I don't think you ever throw it into a deck. I don't know why this would be part of the 99, unless you really care about arcane spells, but most decks nowadays don't. But I do think if you're building around this card, it could be kind of interesting. So, I don't know. Go try it out. I think more people should build this deck, and because I like it, I'm putting it in A tier. Alright, we're down to our last two. Thieving Amalgam. This is 7 mana, 6/7. It always is. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may manifest the top card of that player's library. You get to steal their card. If it's a creature, you can turn it up later for its mana cost. That's actually kind of interesting. This is giving you a body each turn, which a lot of cards do at a better rate. This one also says, whenever a creature you control but don't own dies, its owner loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So this is, it's like an Ophiomancer, where you're getting a body each turn. It's not as good because it doesn't have the death touch, and it's 7 mana, which is a lot. I don't really think any deck runs this because of the 7 mana, but getting a body each turn, having the chance for it to be a creature that you can play, and when it dies, whether it's on either side, you get to drain someone and gain a little bit of life yourself. I think that's alright. Maybe only in like a specific reanimator deck do you play this because you want to cheat the mana costs. I would not pay 7 mana for this. I will put it above. I'll put it above Borborygmos. And our last one is Woolly Loxodon. 7 mana, 6/7 with Morph for 6 mana. I get the idea that maybe you want to morph him to be a disguise and then flip him up, surprise it's a 6/7. But that mana value just does not feel right. Just don't think this is it. There's no keywords, there's no evasion. I don't really think it's worth playing, but I think it's better than the Helline. So that will go near the bottom of C tier. And I think that's going to be our list. That is all of the 6/7 creatures in Magic. Top of our list is Hearthhull, followed by Karametra, followed by Bosch. If you like this video, thanks for watching. Hit the like button. It's a little stupid being 6/7 related, but I thought it was kind of fun. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.